What if I told you a story that's happening right now? A homeless girl, called a witch, shunned by everyone, until she became the only hope for the richest man's dying daughter. This 1,000-year-old African folktale isn't just a story, it's a warning about where we're headed as a society. Stay with me, because what happens next will shock you. Welcome back to Omar's African Folktale Stories, where we uncover ancient stories that hold the keys to understanding our world today. I'm Omar, and today, we're diving into a powerful African folktale that feels like it was written for 2025. This is the story of Amora, a homeless girl accused of witchcraft who changed the kingdom forever. Before we begin this incredible journey, do me a favor, smash that like button if you believe everyone deserves a second chance, and hit subscribe to join our community of wisdom seekers who know that ancient stories carry life-changing lessons. Trust me, you're not gonna want to miss a single second of this. Let's step into a world where miracles collide with prejudice, and where the most unlikely hero changes everything. A wealthy African kingdom, centuries ago, where gold and power ruled the day. But in the shadows of this prosperity lived a girl named Amora. She was only 14, but life had already been cruel. Orphan at 7 after her parents died in a fire, she survived under bridges, scavenging for food, begging for scraps. The villagers didn't see a child, they saw a curse. They called her a witch. They said her touch brought bad luck. Children taunted her. Adults crossed the street to avoid her gaze. But here's what they didn't know. Amora had a gift. Every night, when the kingdom slept, Amora would find injured animals, birds with broken wings, dogs with festering wounds, even a sickly goat left for dead. She'd place her hands on them and sing ancient songs her grandmother had taught her before she passed. Songs from a time when healers were revered, not feared. And something miraculous would happen. The animals healed. Wounds closed. Fevers broke. Life returned. Amora didn't understand why she had this gift, but she knew it was hers to use. But when people saw her glowing hands, they didn't see miracles. They saw witchcraft. The whispers turned to shouts. The fear turned to hatred. One night, the villagers decided they'd had enough. They screamed, "Witch! Devil child!" They were ready to drive her out of the kingdom, or worse. Amora's heart pounded. She had nowhere to run. No one to protect her. But just as the crowd raised their sticks, a black SUV roared into the alley. Out stepped Chief Adebayo, the wealthiest man in the kingdom. His eyes were red from crying. His voice shook as he spoke 5 words that changed everything. "My daughter is dying today." But wait, it gets worse. Chief Adebayo's daughter, his only child, was struck with a mysterious illness. The best doctor's money could buy had tried everything: scans, medicines, surgeries. Nothing worked. She had hours to live. The kingdom's most powerful man was helpless. But then, in the crowd, someone whispered a dangerous idea: what about the witch girl? Imagine being Chief Adebayo. Your daughter is dying. Your pride, your reputation, your entire world is on the line. Do you trust the witch everyone fears? The girl they call cursed. The crowd was watching. The kingdom's cameras were rolling. His decision would make him a hero, or a fool. He made his choice. "Bring her to me," he said. Amora, the girl with nothing, who was hated by everyone, followed the richest man in the kingdom to his palace. The crowd didn't know it yet, but they were about to witness something unforgettable. This is the heart of our story. Amora stepped into a world of wealth she'd never imagined, gold everywhere, servants at every turn, luxury beyond comprehension. But she only had eyes for the little girl lying still on the bed. Amora knelt beside the child. She placed her hands on the girl's forehead and began to sing, the same ancient song she'd sung to wounded animals. The room fell silent. The doctors watched with raised eyebrows. The guards tensed. Chief Adebayo held his breath. For 1 minute, nothing happened. 2 minutes, still nothing. 3 minutes, the room was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. And then, the child's eyes opened. Within an hour, the girl was sitting up, laughing. Within a day, she was playing in the gardens. The mysterious illness was gone, completely. The doctors couldn't explain it. The media called it a miracle. The kingdom erupted in celebration. But here's the part that will give you chills. Chief Adebayo didn't just thank Amora. He invited her to his office, sat her down, and asked a question that changed everything. Why did you help us when we've treated you so badly? Amora looked him in the eyes and said, because healing is not about who deserves it. It's about who needs it. The same hands you called cursed are the hands that saved your most precious gift. Now, here's why this story is both terrifying and beautiful. Look around you today, in 2025, in our cities, our neighborhoods. How do we treat homeless people? How do we treat those who are different, who don't fit our mold? We walk past them, just like the villagers walked past Amora. This story isn't just a folktale, it's happening right now. There are Amoras under our bridges, in our alleys, carrying gifts we never see because we're too afraid or too proud to look. And here's the dangerous direction we're heading. We're building a society where we push away anyone who doesn't fit our idea of normal. We're so obsessed with wealth, status, and fitting in that we're missing the healers, the innovators, the problem solvers who might look different from us. What if the person who could cure cancer is sleeping on the street right now? What if the next great leader is being ignored because of where they live? What if we are so busy protecting ourselves from what we fear that we are destroying what we need most? Chief Adebayo learned something that day that changed his entire kingdom. True wealth isn't money, it's recognizing value in unexpected places. He didn't just reward Amora. He asked her to teach others. He built healing centers, created programs for homeless children, and turned fear into understanding. The kingdom didn't prosper because they got rid of the different people, it prospered because they embraced them. So here's my challenge for you. The next time you see someone homeless, someone different, someone struggling, don't just walk past. You don't have to give money, but see them as human. Smile. Acknowledge them. You never know, they might be carrying the exact gift you need. If this story moved you, hit that like button, it helps us spread this message. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more stories that change how we see the world. And drop a comment below. Have you ever been surprised by someone you initially judged? Let's start a conversation. Thank you for watching. Click these videos to keep the journey going, and don't forget to subscribe. Together, we are building a world that sees the gift in everyone. I'll see you in the next story.